Welcome to Farming Aid.
When most people think about dairy cows in America, they picture those classic black and white Holsteins or the rich milk from Jerseys. But what if I told you there are other breeds, rare, almost forgotten, that once powered America's milk supply and are now quietly making a big comeback? These aren't your average barnyard cows. They're efficient, resilient, and their milk is packed with flavor and nutrition that modern dairies can't match. In this video, we're taking you inside that revival. You'll discover 3 incredible breeds that were almost lost to time but are now returning stronger than ever. From their fascinating origins to their golden milk and their surprising role in the future of sustainable farming, this is a story every dairy lover should know. So grab a seat, maybe pour yourself a glass of milk, and let's explore how these forgotten cows are redefining the meaning of quality in America's dairy world. Let's start with one that has quietly taken over. The Guernsey cow is often called the Golden Guernsey, for good reason. Her milk carries a natural golden hue, thanks to high levels of beta-carotene that flow directly from pasture to pail. Long before modern nutritionists praised omega-3s and healthy fats, the Guernsey was already producing milk with a perfect balance of richness and digestibility. Originating from the tiny Channel island of Guernsey between England and France, these cows were prized by European farmers for their efficiency and gentle nature. They made their way to America in the late 1800s and quickly gained favor among family farms for their manageable size and consistent milk flow. During the mid-20th century, Guernseys were a familiar sight across New England and the Midwest. Their milk, with its golden tint and natural creaminess, became synonymous with quality dairy products, especially butter. Yet, as milk pricing shifted toward volume over fat content, Guernseys lost their footing. Larger Holsteins simply outproduced them by gallons per day. Many breeders gave up, and Guernsey herds dwindled. By the 1990s, the breed teetered on the edge of being forgotten. But today, a new generation of farmers is rediscovering what their grandparents knew all along: Guernseys are more than cows, they're a heritage treasure built for flavor and efficiency. Modern homesteaders love Guernseys because they fit perfectly into grass-based systems. They thrive on pasture, needing less grain than high-output breeds, and they adapt beautifully to smaller-scale dairies. Their milk's high butterfat content makes it ideal for cheese, cream, and artisan butter. Some farmers describe the flavor as almost sweet cream meets almond, a natural richness that stands out even when unpasteurized. Consumers at local markets are beginning to notice too. With more emphasis on traceable, farm-fresh milk, Guernseys have found a second life in direct-to-consumer dairies. Their golden milk isn't just pretty, it's nutritious, sustainable, and deeply connected to the soil they graze on. What's fascinating about Guernseys is that they represent a shift in how farmers measure success. Instead of chasing gallons, today's Guernsey breeders are chasing balance between cow health, land sustainability, and milk quality. Genetic programs now focus on retaining traditional traits while improving fertility and disease resistance. The breed's smaller size also makes them ideal for rotational grazing systems, and their calm disposition has made them popular for family farms and agritourism. In many ways, the Guernsey's return is symbolic of a larger agricultural awakening, the understanding that true dairy excellence isn't measured in volume but in value. While the Guernsey glows in gold, another underrated dairy breed is quietly building its comeback on versatility and endurance: the Milking Shorthorn. This breed's story stretches back over 200 years, tracing its origins to the fertile river valleys of northeastern England. The Shorthorn was originally a dual-purpose breed, used for both milk and meat. In early America, they were the backbone of the frontier farm, cows that could pull a plow, fill the milk pail, and still raise a hefty calf. As the American dairy industry grew more specialized, the Milking Shorthorn evolved into a refined dairy line separate from its beef cousins. By the mid-20th century, the Milking Shorthorn was considered one of the most productive all-around cows in the United States. But as commercial dairies began selecting for extreme milk output, the breed lost its spotlight. Holsteins took over industrial operations, while Shorthorns were pushed to the margins. For a while, it seemed they'd fade into history as another casualty of modern efficiency. Yet, in a surprising turn, their practicality has made them stars again among small dairies and regenerative farms. What sets the Milking Shorthorn apart today is its incredible adaptability. These cows handle heat, cold, and variable forages better than many high-production breeds. Their milk offers an appealing balance, solid volume combined with good butterfat and protein levels. Cheesemakers especially love Shorthorn milk for its stable composition, which leads to excellent curd formation and higher cheese yields. Many artisan dairies now use Milking Shorthorn milk to produce cheddar, Gouda, and aged cheeses with a depth of flavor that mass-produced milk simply can't match. Their temperament is another major reason for their comeback. Milking Shorthorns are known for being docile and cooperative in the parlor, which makes them ideal for small herds where each cow matters. They're also long-lived, often producing milk well past the age when commercial cows are culled. On rotational grazing systems, they shine. Their ability to maintain body condition on grass alone makes them a natural fit for farmers looking to cut input costs while maintaining productivity. In fact, many regenerative and organic dairies have begun crossbreeding Shorthorns with Holsteins or Jerseys to create hybrid cows that blend efficiency with durability. The renewed interest in the Milking Shorthorn also stems from their genetics. Unlike heavily engineered modern breeds, Shorthorns retain much of their original diversity. That makes them valuable for breeding programs focused on disease resistance, calving ease, and feed efficiency. Some dairy scientists even refer to the breed as a genetic reservoir for the future of sustainable dairy farming. As the industry faces challenges like climate change and rising feed costs, the traits that once made the Shorthorn the farmer's best friend are suddenly relevant again. But perhaps the most striking aspect of the Milking Shorthorn revival is cultural. Farmers are reconnecting with a breed that feels genuinely American, a cow that helped settlers survive, supported families through the Great Depression, and now fits perfectly into modern sustainable agriculture. The Shorthorn's comeback isn't just about milk, it's about resilience, legacy, and the realization that old-fashioned cows often hold the answers to today's problems. While the Guernsey captures hearts with its golden milk and the Milking Shorthorn impresses with versatility, the Ayrshire breed is winning attention for pure efficiency. Originating from Ayrshire, Scotland, this striking red and white cow was once known across Europe for its ability to produce high-quality milk on rough pastures. When Ayrshires arrived in America in the early 1800s, they quickly adapted to the northern climates of New England and the upper Midwest. Their reputation grew as hardy grazers that delivered excellent milk yields without heavy feeding. For many decades, Ayrshires were staples on family dairies from Maine to Minnesota. They were efficient, fertile, and thrived on local forage. But as large commercial dairies began favoring extreme milk production, the Ayrshire's moderate output put them at a disadvantage. By the late 20th century, they had become something of a rarity, found mostly in isolated herds maintained by dedicated breeders. Today, however, the Ayrshire is experiencing a strong resurgence, especially among grass-fed and organic dairies. What makes Ayrshires so appealing to modern farmers is their ability to combine productivity with sustainability. Their milk has a solid protein-to-fat ratio, ideal for both drinking milk and cheese production. Unlike some high-fat breeds, Ayrshire milk is naturally homogenized, giving it a smooth, clean texture that consumers love. Farmers appreciate their toughness too. These cows can handle cold winters, wet pastures, and rocky terrain without losing body condition. They're known for good feet and legs, strong udders, and calving ease, all of which make them low maintenance and profitable in the long run. Ayrshires also bring something intangible to the farmyard, a sense of style and personality. Their deep red patches and bright white coats make them striking animals, and their energetic yet friendly demeanor adds life to any herd. Many small dairies now highlight their Ayrshires as part of the farm's brand identity, using them on labels and in marketing to connect consumers with the beauty and tradition of heritage dairying. But beyond looks and marketing, the Ayrshire's biggest strength is efficiency. On grass-fed systems, they often outperform heavier breeds that require more grain to maintain production. Their feed-to-milk conversion is excellent, and they're renowned for consistent output even under challenging pasture conditions. This makes them ideal for the new generation of farmers focused on regenerative practices, where every input must justify its environmental cost. In many ways, the Ayrshire represents the ideal middle ground between industrial productivity and natural balance. Across the country, from Pennsylvania's rolling hills to the foothills of Oregon, these three breeds, Guernsey, Milking Shorthorn, and Ayrshire, are part of a larger awakening. Farmers are realizing that the future of dairy doesn't have to look like rows of confined Holsteins. It can be smaller, more diverse, and more connected to the land. Consumers, too, are playing a role in this revival. As interest in local food, raw milk, and artisanal cheese grows, people are learning to appreciate milk not just as a commodity but as a craft product, one influenced by breed, diet, and care. The movement toward heritage dairy breeds is also reshaping farm economics. Smaller dairies that once struggled to compete on price are finding success through differentiation. Guernsey butter, Shorthorn cheese, and Ayrshire milk are all marketable for their unique qualities. By focusing on flavor and story rather than sheer volume, farmers are reclaiming control from industrial processors and reconnecting directly with consumers. In doing so, they're proving that profitability and sustainability can coexist. Another reason these breeds are making a comeback is their environmental adaptability. Modern climate patterns are unpredictable, droughts in one region, floods in another, and breeds that can thrive under variable conditions are invaluable. Guernseys tolerate heat better than many high-yielding breeds, Shorthorns maintain productivity on limited forage, and Ayrshires excel in cold, wet climates. That resilience makes them critical players in the future of climate-smart agriculture. Beyond the economics and environment, there's also an emotional aspect to this revival. Farmers describe a deep sense of satisfaction working with these cows. Their manageable size, gentle personalities, and rich milk make daily chores feel more personal and fulfilling. In an era when farming often feels dominated by technology and scale, a sense of connection, between farmer and animal, between land and livelihood. The story of America's secret milk machines isn't just about nostalgia, it's about rediscovery. It's about realizing that progress doesn't always mean moving forward, it sometimes means circling back to what worked before. These breeds were nearly forgotten, yet they've returned stronger, more appreciated, and more relevant than ever. They embody the qualities modern agriculture desperately needs: efficiency without exploitation, productivity without pollution, and quality without compromise. So, as we've seen, America's dairy story isn't just about the big names we all know. It's also about the hidden heroes, the Guernseys with their golden milk, the hard-working Milking Shorthorns, and the tough, efficient Ayrshires, breeds that quietly kept families fed for generations and are now proving their worth all over again. Their comeback isn't just about nostalgia. It's about sustainability, flavor, and the kind of balanced farming that actually works with the land instead of against it. These cows remind us that sometimes, the best way forward is by rediscovering what we nearly left behind. And as more farmers return to pasture-based dairying and consumers seek richer, more natural milk, these breeds are finally stepping back into the spotlight they deserve. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible cows and the farmers bringing them back, make sure to hit like to support more videos like this. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories on rare livestock, sustainable farming, and the future of food. And if you've ever tasted milk or cheese from one of these breeds, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned, because America's forgotten farm animals have a lot more stories to tell.